the prosecution of war crimes and other crimes, and the civil part, which I believe protects the MOD more than it actually protects veterans. On the civil part, the British Legion and numbers of others have said really great sections of it need to be rewritten. And my view is that so much almost needs to be rewritten that you should effectively come back with another proposal. Let's be very clear. At the moment, there is a presumption of 3 years, but that can be extended. A hard line on 6 years for civil actions with no ability to extend will potentially reduce the ability for our veterans to take action against and seek compensation. Let's, for example, use a scenario. A veteran that is going blind slowly. Blindness can take sometimes 10 years from the initial act. The blindness, of course, comes on, but they are patriotic people. They don't go running to the courts immediately. It's only 10 years down the line do they realise that it has ruined their life, that they need support or compensation, but it is too late. That, in my view, is wrong, and why that part of the section is totally wrong. On the criminal part, yes, I will give way.
I thank the honourable member, and I know he speaks with passion, having worked with him on APPGs. It's from, you've got the time frame, but there's also from the point of knowledge. It was 15 years before I was recognised to have post-traumatic stress. I had seen the problems many years before that, but there was time then for me to take that forward under this bill.
That's why I use blindness, because the point of knowledge would be the first time that sight is lost, but total sight could be much longer. On the, well, you can come back in your usual style, can't you? On the criminal part, I think it threatens, actually, our service people being more likely to be investigated by the ICC. I'm not convinced that they would seek prosecutions in the ICC, but the very risk of investigations by the ICC is actually counter-defeating the whole point of this bill. The point of this bill, in my view, and I've said this a few times in the chamber tonight, was because we have a set of vexatious investigations. We need to find a system where investigations, once they are fully investigated, can be closed and not reopened unless there is a significant bar that is met. This deals nothing at all with this. It fails its own very purpose, the bill. And that's why I think it's a great shame that this government has brought it forward in this wording, not the concept, which I think we all agree must be tackled. The time limits I want to touch on as well. France has a 30-year time limit for serious crimes, and IHL crimes are never given a time limit. And the USA, there is an exemption for any time limits on issues of law, the law of war, and also serious crimes or murder. This would put us at odds to the French or even the American systems in terms of how they protect their veterans. It would seem extremely odd for me that we take that approach, and we should be learning from our allies and not trying to diverge from their approach. I am extremely disappointed with the wording of this bill. If it does pass tonight, I will work extremely hard to try and amend it, to get it. I don't think it will ever be an amazing bill, I'm afraid, because I think it started from the wrong point, it's answering the wrong questions, but I will work to try, and with others, to try and get the best out of it. I am not convinced, however, how it is drafted in its initial form deserves to go forward, and I do think the government should come forward with an alternative plan that actually hits the nail on the head, because this certainly doesn't.
I'm terribly sorry.